السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله الذي جعل الشمس والقمر حسبانا والنجم والشجر يسجدان، فضل زمانا على زمان كما فضل إنسانا على إنسان ومكانا على مكان، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا وحبيبنا وسندنا وأعلانا وأولانا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Welcome to Quranic Arabic Academy, Arabic Grammar Made Easy. Lesson number 38. ربي يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين، رضيت بالله ربا وبالإسلام دينا وبمحمد رسولا، بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. In this lesson we are going to learn, understand phrases, and we're going to learn the continuation of conjunctive phrase. Let's look at the slots of the al-jumla al-ismiyatu. Mubtada'un, khabarun. Mubtada is generally ma'rifa, khabar is generally nakira. In terms of i'rab, mubtada is marfu, khabar is also marfu. When we add the fi'l naqis, one of them is kana, so the mubtada becomes ismu kana, and the khabar becomes khabaru kana. Ismu kana is same as mubtada, is generally ma'rifa, so ismu kana is ma'rifa and khabaru kana nakira. In terms of i'rab, ismu kana marfu, khabaru kana mansub. We also add, to make jumla ismi emphatic, we add inna wa khawatuha. So when inna comes, the mubtada is called ismu inna, khabar is called khabaru inna. Ismu inna is generally ma'rifa, khabaru inna is generally nakira. In terms of i'rab, ismu inna is mansub and khabaru inna is marfu'. So all these mubtada khabar, khabaru kana, ismu kana, khabaru kana, ismu inna, khabaru inna. So far we had only one word in one slot. Then we're going to expand this slot and put a phrase. So this phrase will become one unit or one slot. So this is what we'll be learning from the last lesson, phrases. Let's look at the al-jumlatul fi'liya. The slots are fa'il. So this slot, the file, also can be expanded, and also this file can have a phrase in it. Naibu file also, a phrase can be in this one slot. These two are always marfu'. Maf'ulun bihi, this slot can have also a phrase in it. Maf'ulun bihi thani, a phrase in it. Maf'ulun fihi, maf'ulun mutlaqun, maf'ulun li ajlihi, and halun, and mustathna, and tamyiz. So some of these slots may not have a phrase in it. It is only one word all the time, but many of these slots will have a phrase in it. So the rest of the slot from maf'ulun bihi all the way to tamyiz is always in mansub case. Let's go through what is the phrase. Phrase is a group of two or more words that stand together as a single grammatical unit. In other words, the expansion of the slots. A phrase is never a full sentence on its own. There are 6 types of phrases we're going to learn. Number 1 is conjunctive phrase, which is made of ma'atufun alayhi, harfu atfin and ma'atufun. Number 2, a positive phrase is made of mubdalun minhu and badalun. Number 3, descriptive phrase, where the second word describes the first word. It is made of man'utun and na'atun. There's another name for it, mawsufun and sifatun. Number 4, demonstrative phrase is made of ismul isharati and musharun ilayhi. And number 5, possessive phrase is made of mudaf and mudafun ilayhi. And number 6, prepositional phrase is made of harf or jarrin and majrurin. So these are the 6 phrases. Most comes in a Arabic jumla. So once we understand these phrases, to analyze the sentence will become more easier for us. We started with the first one, conjunctive phrase. A conjunctive phrase is 2 or more words joined together with a conjunction, like and or. In Arabic, a conjunction is called harfu atfin. So the word before harfu atfin is called ma'atufun alayhi. The word after harfu atfin is called ma'atufun. And the rules of conjunction, there's only one rule. The ma'atufun will have the same i'rab as the ma'atufun alayh. So ma'atufun follows only one property of ism, which is i'rab. Ma'atufun does not need to follow at-ta'yin. Ma'atuf does not need to follow al-adad. And ma'atuf does not need to follow jins, the gender. The ma'atuf follows only in one property of ism, which is i'rab. So ma'atuf will have the same i'rab as the ma'atufun alayh. For example, we have Zaydun wa Khalidun. Here the waw is harfu atfin. So the word before harfu atfin is called ma'atufun alayhi. And the word after harfu atfin is called ma'atufun. We started the first one, conjunctive phrase. Conjunctive phrase is made of ma'atufun alayhi, harfu atfin, and ma'atufun. So we need to know what are the particles or the huruf al-atf. There are 9 in total, huruf al-atfi. Waw means and, wa, fa means then, thumma means then. As we said, the difference between these two, fa is straight away, and thumma, there's a gap between ma'atufun alayh and ma'atuf. If both are doing the same action, there will be a long gap. Another one is aw. It means either or all. Also means either or all. The aw comes for option. So one of the two, it gives option. Either choose the first one or the second one. Sorry, just 1 minute. Sorry about that. Then we have la, not, bal, rather, but, lakin, also rather, but. The difference between these two is, we will see in the examples, that bal comes in a positive jumla or in a negative jumla. But the lakin always comes in a negative jumla. Right? So bal can come in both of the jumlas, positive jumlas and negative jumlas, but lakin comes only in negative jumlas. And lastly, we have hatta. It means including. So we had examples of harf atf wa, then fa, then thumma, and we had example of aw, and we had example of Today we will be looking at the rest of the huruf al-atf examples, which is la, bal, lakin, and hatta. Before that, we will have two examples just to show you more of the difference between fa and thumma. So we will, from these two examples, we will understand easily what we mean by straight away. Fa means there's a tartib, there's an order. One is doing, and after the next person is doing, but between them there is no gap. Thumma means also both of them are doing the same thing in order. First one first, the second one does after the first one, but there is a long gap in between them. So let's look at al-jumlatul fi'liya with the harf al-atf fa to show us the action has been done straight away. So sajada al-imamu, fa al-ma'mumu. Here the word ma'mum means the follower or followers. Those follows the imam in masjid, in jama'ah. So we call them, sometimes we call them muqtadi, and sometimes we call them ma'mum, the followers. So sajada al-imamu fal-ma'mumu. So let's look at the tarkib first. Tarkib sajada fi'l madi. Every fi'l needs a fa'il. We can see al-imamu is in marfu case. So all these slot is the fa'il. Now within this file slot, we have three words. Let's break them up and mention their name. Because we have harf atf, there must be ma'atufun alayh and ma'atuf. So al-imamu ma'atufun alayhi, fa harfu atfin, and al-ma'mumu ma'atufun. Translation will be the imam prostrated, then the followers prostrated. So when we see in jama'ah, the imam does the action first, and in order, the ma'mum does it as well after the imam. But in between, there is no gap, straight away. Okay, sajada al-imamu fal-ma'mumu. The imam prostrated, then the followers prostrated. The i'rab of the jumla is sajada fi'lun madin mabniun ala al-fath. Al-imamu fa'ilun marfu'un wa alamat raf'i ad-dammatu adh-dhahiratu ala akhirih. And fa harfu 'atfin mabniun ala al-fath la mahalla lahu min al-i'rab. المأموم معطوف على الإمام, which is مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Next we look at the example of حرف العطف ثم. We'll see between ma'atuf and ma'atuf alayh, there is a long gap. Bu'itha, by looking at this file, we can see the first letter has a dhamma, second to last letter has a kasra. So the shape or the form of this kind of file is file majhul. The file is ba'atha yab'athu. Ba'atha yab'athu. One of the meaning is to send. To send. Like arsala yursilu, also mean to send, as a prophet. So bu'itha also means to send a prophet. So bu'itha, because it's fa'il majhul, will translate was sent. So bu'itha Isa thumma Muhammadun sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Bu'itha Isa thumma Muhammadun. So we can see here the gap between Isa alayhi salam and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. There's a long gap. تركيب بعث فعل الماضي للمجهول, and it needs a نائب فاعل because فعل مجهول needs نائب فاعل. So this the long slot is نائب فاعل. بعث عيسى ثم محمد. So this long slot نائب فاعل, we can see there's 3 words in this slot. Let's break them up. عيسى معطوف عليه, ثم حرف عطف, and محمد معطوف. The translation is Isa alayhi salam was sent, then Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam was sent. Okay, now we can easily understand the difference between harful atf fa and thumma. Both means the same, but fa straight away and thumma delayed. The Arab بعث فعل ماض للمجهول مبني على الفتح. Look at the word Isa. Over here we have الألف المكسورة. الألف المكسورة. So in the past we did the Arab of ألف المكسورة. It is always مقدر. Because it is in نائب فاعل, it will be مرفوع. So عيسى نائب فاعل, نائب فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة المقدرة على الألف منع من ظهورها التعذر. Okay, so عيسى is a نائب فاعل. I'll correct that in a minute. And نائب فاعل is always مرفوع, and the sign of being a مرفوع is الضمة المقدرة, which is on the alif al-muksura. It is not shown because of it is impossible to show any haraka on alif, because we've learned alif is always sakina. Okay, sukun on alif. Then ثم حرف عطف مبني على الفتح لا محل له من الإعراب. محمد معطوف على عيسى مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay, now let's look at the rest of the حروف العطف, which is the لا, then بل, then لكن, then حتى. جاء زيد لا خالد. We all know the meaning of la. It makes the ma'atuf negative. It makes the ma'atuf alay is positive and the ma'atuf is negative. جاء فعل ماضي, and the rest of the words will be in one slot, which is fa'il. زيد is معطوف عليه لا حرف عطف. خالد معطوف. Let's translate. Zaid came, not Khalid. Or Zaid came, Khalid did not come. This Arab is very simple. جاء فعل ماض مبني على الفتح. زيد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع ضمة ظاهرة على آخره. لا حرف عطف مبني على السكون. مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. خالد مرفوع على زيد وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay, so let's correct that. So in the example before that, we need to change Isa, which is Naibu Fa'il. Okay. صلى حرف عطف مبني على السكون, because the alif is at the end. Alif is always سكون on it. لا محل له من الإعراب, because it's a حرف, and all حروف has no slots in the sentence. خالد معطوف على زيد مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Next example. قرأ الإمام. So قرأ is a fail, it needs a fa'il and also needs a مفعول به. قرأ الإمام سورة لا سورتين. So this is another example of حرف عطف لا. قرأ الإمام سورة لا سورتين. قرأ فعل ماضي, الإمام is the fa'il, and the rest of the words will be in مفعول به slot. Now we can translate now without any difficulties, inshallah. Okay, can you translate this, please? So let's look at the rest of the words. What are they? سورة معطوف عليه لا حرف عطف, and سورتين is معطوف. Right, let's translate this. قرأ يقرأ, to read. We always start with the subject in English, which is the fa'il, then the action fail, then the object مفعول به. So subject, verb, then object. All right, well done. The Imam read one surah, not two surahs. Yep. The Imam read one surah, not two surahs. إعراب قرأ فعل ماض مبني على الفتح, because قرأ on the last letter is a فتحة. الإمام فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. and سورة مفعول به منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. لا حرف عطف مبني على السكون. See, I got this right now. لا محل له من الإعراب. Okay, this word سورتين, because we said two surahs, so this is مثنى. مفرد سورة, مثنى in حالة الرفع it shows with ألف. سورتان in حالة النصب and حالة الجر it shows with the يا. سورتين. So because it is following the suratan and suratan, it is in حالة النصب, so this is also been حالة النصب. سورتين معطوف على سورة منصوب وعلامة نصبه الياء. Okay, why? لأنه مثنى. Next we have الجملة الاسمية. الإناء. The word إناء is a container or pot or a jar. إناء, container. So al-ina'u, our first word, it is an ism, so it's going to be jumla ismiya. So in jumla ismiya we have mubtada and khabar. If we had anything else before, for example, fa'il naqis, then it will be ismu, whatever the fa'il naqis is. If it is one of the inna wa akhawatuha, again it's going to be ismu inna or whatever it is. Then we need a khabar. So we have none of those things are here. This is just a normal mubtada. So we need a khabar. Mamlu'un. Al-ina'u mamlu'un. Mamlu'un means filled. Mamlu'un. It is made from the fail. There's two fails. One is mala'a, another one is imtala'a. Mamlu'un, filled. So al-ina'u mamlu'un. The ina is the container or the jar is filled. Need with what? Filled with ma'an. Ma'an. Why is this word has fathatain on it and then it is a nasab case? It is mansub. Why is this in ma'an in nasab case? Why is it mansub? We have nothing, no particles front of it to take into nasab case. Any idea? Why is it wrong? What do we need to correct it? Al-ina'u mamlu'un. Let's look at the rest of it. Bal. Okay, as we said, bal comes in a positive jumla. Bal also comes in negative jumla. What bal does is makes the ma'atuf negative and ma'atuf alay negative and ma'atuf positive. Either it is a positive jumla or it is a negative jumla. In both jumlas, bal makes the ma'atuf alay negative and ma'atuf positive. So far, the container is filled with water. Oh, no. Rather, labanan. Again, why is it in nasab case? Why is it maf'ulun bihi? We don't have any fail here, do we? It is a mufradism, so mufradism can be in rafa case, it can be in nasab case, it can be in jar case. Why is it ma'an in nasab case? Al-ina'u mamlu'un, it cannot be maf'ulun bihi because there is no fail here. No, it cannot be maf'ulun fihi because ma doesn't give us the meaning of zaman or makan. All right, maybe you are getting confused. Maybe we haven't done this kind of examples before. We did in al-jumla al-fi'liya, but I don't think so we did in jumla al-ismiya. One of the slot in al-jumla fi'liya can also come in al-jumla ismiya. Muta'alliq khabar. Muta'alliq khabar doesn't mean it has to be in nasab case. Okay, let's look at it. Tarkib al-ina'u. Just think al-ina'u mamlu'un. Mamlu'un. With what? It is showing what? Al-ina'u mamlu'un. Okay, this sentence is not complete yet. It is vague. There's ambiguity there, isn't it? Al-ina'u mamlu'un. You're waiting to know filled with what? So al-ina'u mubtada, mamlu'un khabar, and all these three, including harf atf, will become one slot. Tamyiz. Tamyiz. Tamyiz is a clarifier that clarifies ambiguity. So yes, in التمييز also can come in الجملة الاسمية. الإناء مملوء ماء بل لبنا. So as we've said, the bal makes the معطوف عليه negative and معطوف positive. ماء معطوف عليه بل حرف عطف and لبنا معطوف. Okay. Okay, well done. Yep. Yep. Whenever in the sentence something is ambiguity and the thing comes to clarify, just make it tamiz. The container is filled with water, rather it is filled with milk. Or the container is filled with water. No, we cannot put but here. The container is filled with water. Oh, no. Rather, it is filled with milk. You wanted to say milk, but by mistake you said ma, then you corrected. Now is Lebanon. إعراب الإناء مبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره مملوء خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره ماء تمييز منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره بل حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب عن لبن معطوف على ماء منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. So another example, ليس الشهداء. So we have a فعل ناقص here. So الشهداء is the ism of ليس. ليس الشهداء أمواتا بل أحياء. So it is a negative جملة. So the معطوف is already negative because of ليس, and the bal also makes معطوف negative, but it makes the معطوف positive. ليس الشهداء أمواتا بل أحياء. So فعل ليس فعل ناقص. الشهداء اسم ليس, and all these one slot becomes خبر ليس. We know فعل ناقص makes its اسم in رفع case and خبر in نسب case. أمواتا معطوف عليه بل حرف عطف أحياء معطوف. Translate. شهداء is the jama of شهيد, and ميت جمع أموات, dead, and حي is alive, جمع أحياء. Because we said the khabar matches the mubtada, in our case ismu laysa, in gender and in number. So shuhada is jama, so the khabar is also jama. The example before, someone saying the sentence does not make sense. Al-ina'u mamlu'un ma'an. As I said, maybe by mistake you said ma'an. You wanted to say labanan. By mistake you said ma'an. And you have corrected bal labanan. Yeah. So jumla makes the ma negative and makes the laban positive. The container is filled with milk. The container is filled with water, rather milk. Yep, well done. The martyrs are not dead, but they are alive. ليس فعل ماض ناقص مبني على الفتح. الشهداء اسم ليس مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. أمواتا خبر ليس منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. بل حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. أحياء معطوف على أمواتا which is منصوب وعلامة نصب الفتحة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay, so as we said, the bal makes معطوف negative and bal makes معطوف علي negative and معطوف positive. In positive jumla. In negative jumla, obvious, the negative particle will make the ma'atuf negative anyway. Let's look at another example of lakin. As you said, the difference between bal and lakin both means the same, but bal comes in both of the jumlas, positive and negative jumlas, but lakin only comes in a negative sentence. So lam, obviously we know it is harfu nafyin, so the jumla is negative. Lam yahdur, lam is one of the adawatul jazm, makes fi'l mudari in jazm case. Lam yahdur Ahmadu lakin Zaydun. Lam yahdur Ahmadu lakin Zaydun. The fi'l is hadara yahduru from Bab Nasara. Hadara yahduru means to be present, to come, to appear, to show up. Okay, so whatever in the sentence fits, we translate according to them. Lam harfu jazmin wa nafyin. Yahdur fi'l mudari. Fi'l mudari, it is the fi'l is the fa'il. So the rest of the three words will be the slot of the fa'il. So because this is a long slot, within it we have three more words. Let's break them up. Ahmadu ma'atufun alayh. Lakin harfu atf. Zaydun ma'atufun. Ahmad did not come, rather Zaid came. لم يحضر أحمد, Ahmad did not come, لكن زيد, but Zaid came, or rather Zaid came. لم حرف جزم ونفي وقلب. We know the lam is a jazm. It makes فعل مضارع مجزوم. It also negates the فعل action. Also turns فعل مضارع into فعل الماضي. قلب means to change or to turn. It is مبني على السكون. On the last letter mim we see a سكون هنا مبني على السكون. It is a حرف لا محل له من الإعراب. يحضر فعل مضارع مجزوم وعلامة جزمه السكون. Because some of the sigas and fi'l mudari, when it is in jazm case, the signs are different. Yeah. So the wahid sigas, the alamat is sukun. The af'alul khamsa, the alamat is hadfun noon. And the two jama muannas, the alamat is nunun niswa. أحمد فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. And we all know the word Ahmad, it has only one dhamma. Why is it one dhamma? I think we know, because it's غير منصرف. أحمد غير منصرف. لكن حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. زيد معطوف على أحمد مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. So we've done the example of the remaining حروف العطف, which is la. Then we did the example of bal. Now this is an example of lakin. The difference between bal and lakin, bal comes in both of the jumlas, positive and negative, or all negative, and lakin only comes in negative jumla. Next example, najaha, again is a fail. Najaha yanjahu, from a fataha, to pass in exam or in test. Najaha. Najahat tullabu, which is the fa'il. Najahat tullabu. Hatta. Now we've learned the hatta is also a adawatun nasb. It makes fa'il mudari mansub. Later on we will learn, and some of you may know, hatta is also huruful jar. Yeah. But this hatta is also a harful atf. So if it's harful atf, الضعيف حتى الضعيف. نجح الطلاب حتى الضعيف. And hatta means including, or sometimes we can translate even. So نجح فعل ماضي. فعل ماضي needs a fa'il. So الطلاب is the fa'il, but we have حتى and الضعيف. حتى is حرف عطف ضعيف. So all these three will become in one slot, which is the fa'il. So نجح الطلاب حتى ضعيف. We know the meaning of ضعيف, weak. Sometimes it can give us the meaning weak in health, also weak in whatever the context is. So الطلاب معطوف عليه and حتى حرف عطف. الضعيف will be معطوف. Okay, translate. نجح, to pass. طالب, student. جمع is طلاب. So the slide before someone said, is that a come or present? If we translate present, it doesn't make, you cannot get the translation right. What was that? لم يحضر أحمد. أحمد. Okay, you can say was. If we put was, then it makes sense. Ahmad was not present, but Zaid was. Ahmad did not come, but Zaid came. Ahmad did not present. Doesn't sound right. If you want to put was, then yes, we can put the come. And someone said, hatta, if it comes with ism, then it is harful jar. No. Da'if is also ism. Da'if is also ism. We will know by looking at the alamat on the last letter. We will know. And from the context, we will know. Now, the hatta here will not give us until. No, not until. As I said, including or even. Yep. All right. As long as we get the gist of it. Yep. The students has passed, including the weak ones. Normally the weak ones, they fails, but this time all the students has passed, even the weak ones. نجح فعل ماض مبني على الفتح. الطلاب فاعل مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. حتى حرف عطف مبني على السكون لا محل له من الإعراب. الضعيف معطوف على الطلاب which is مرفوع وعلامة رفع الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. Okay. Now we know the حروف العطف, and when حرف عطف comes, he needs a معطوف عليه and it's a معطوف. So all these three will be in one slot. All these three will become one unit. Yeah. And that unit could be any. If it's in جملة الفعلية, it can be مبتدا, it can be خبر. In جملة فعلية, as we said, we've seen, this معطوف عليه حرف عطف المعطوف can come in the slot of مفعول به مفعول به ثاني. Yeah. Basically, we are expanding the slots by putting phrases or a phrase in the slot. Okay, so what are the حروف العطف? Number 1, wa. Number 2 is fa. Number 3, thumma. Number 4, aw. Number 5, Number 6, la. Number 7, bal. Number 8, lakin. Number 9, hatta. You don't need to remember this order. You can remember any order as long as you remember these 9 حروف العطف. So this is the end of lesson number 38. Let me correct that. Or did I forget that? Okay, so 38. We've said in the beginning of the lesson that there are 6 phrases we're going to learn. So one of them is the conjunctive phrase we have completed today. Alhamdulillah. In the next lesson, we'll start the second type of phrase, which is a positive phrase, and that is made of mubdalun minhu and badalun. Mubdalun minhu and badalun. So what is mubdal minhu? What is badal? Inshallah, we'll learn in the next lesson. So we ask Allah to give us the ability and the tawfiq and accept our ibadah, everything that we're doing. May Allah give us tawfiq. Subhanaka Allahumma bihamdika. نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.